All right, folks. Vlog time. Been a while since we chatted. Maybe yesterday, maybe a couple days ago. But I'm going to do some hip thrust here. And I'm really doing this as an exercise video. It's more to just chit chat about stuff. And so, you know, I just started doing the hip thrust, the glute machine, and as somebody that's getting older, I sit there and think, God, people get older, they lose their butts, right? Like, whether it just disappears or it just looks terrible. I don't want that to happen to me, so that's why I'm doing this. Now, I used to say this wasn't, very manly exercise. And maybe at one time I might have hid that I was doing this exercise, but there's, good reason to do it, I'd say. Plus, as I'm trying to slim down again, I'm not happy with how big my belly got. Everything else improved size-wise. Looks like we gotta cut the music off. I don't want to get a copyright. Hopefully I won't forget where that is. So, as we're trying to cut loose, cut weight, not cut loose, cut weight, trying to get a calorie deficit, almost said surplus, calorie deficit, right? So that we'll burn some of our fat storage. We're just making sure we do like freaking everything. All the stuff that, don't necessarily want to do working out wise, which would include doing calves. Unfortunately, I've got a injury in the old calf department, so we can't do that one. But, this exercise, working forearms, some of the different back stuff, some of the stuff related for traps that I wouldn't do normally. Adding stuff maybe to the bicep routine that I wouldn't normally do. Doing more for legs, which to include the glute machine. Doing like a crap ton more, I think, for chest. Like, this week we did flat bench, we did decline, we did incline barbell, we did incline dumbbell, and I almost did close grip flat bench. It's just a little too much. I think that's why my elbow, I was feeling it. Today would have been back day, but decided not to do back. Give the elbow a little more time to rest. All right, so hopefully this bench won't go backwards on me. Now, one thing that sucks about doing these without some kind of dedicated machine is my quadriceps get bigger, which they're potentially going to do if I go back to hitting the good old leg press like the plate loaded one. It's going to get a lot harder to get the weight into position. Now the bench, we've also got some concerns there, but let's see if we can get this weight moving. I can feel the bench moving a little bit, so I might have to put some weights on it. Last time I did this, I had it set up good, and this week it feels a little out there. So unfortunately, we can get one side locked in. The other side's another story. I can put a plate on it, I can put dumbbells on it. dumbbells on it, I guess. I don't feel like lifting the 80s off the rack, so we'll just throw some dumbbells on there. So when I bought all these bumper plates, I didn't imagine I would be using them for this purpose. Throw on 10s on top of the 45s that are on here. Now I've really thought about, I might need to buy another set of 45 pound bumper plates instead of throwing the steel plates on here. That doesn't make a lot of sense to do, though. I mean, I've got basically a pair of 55s, a pair of 90s, or 45s, so that's 200 pounds. Then a pair of 35s, so that's 70, so we're at 270. Then we have a pair of 25s, so it'd be a 320. We have two sets of 15, so that's 60. So we are at 380, and then these two 10-pounders. So I mean, realistically, if I needed anything, it would be, I think I'd be smarter just buy more 15s. Because I'm probably only going to go up in 15-pound increments anyways. Whew. Now there's obviously in the good commercial gyms, there are hip thrust machines. There's some stuff on Amazon, looks kind of cheap. You know, if this was something I really thought, I've got to do this all the time, I'd probably go buy that machine. You won't see me at Planet Fitness doing the hammer strength or the matrix Smith machine, especially because basically you're like in this direction, which, you know, we're filming this, so maybe I shouldn't have that problem, but it's just, you know, it's a bad angle. Which reminds me, this is a bad angle for filming, so maybe I will move us over, have the light behind us. All right. Now we can look at the right arm. Yeah. So it's all good. I did some planks earlier. This is also an exercise that'll, you know, work the core. And so we'll make sure we do this. If I could get my core strong enough, take some of the tension off the strain off the back, and maybe we'll get back into squatting or deadlifting. They're having, one of the gyms I go to, they're having a bench, squat, deadlift competition. And I thought about entering it, but where I would right now probably be first place in bench press, I get destroyed in all the other exercises, so that wouldn't be so good. I'd actually be kind of embarrassed to just go, well, I'm going to try squatting 135. We'll go deadlift, you know, somewhere between 300 and 400, but I'm going to squat 135 pounds. Yeah, probably not going to do that. So I got to work up to it. I've got this, you know, you saw in the other view, the power rack behind me. It's not like we couldn't do squatting in a safe environment. We could start with half squats, then get down to 3/4, and then hopefully get all the way down, build up. So I may just do that. One of these videos will probably do deadlifting with the hex bar. Maybe we'll even deadlift with this thing. We'll do light weights, but I'm probably gonna put pants on so I don't nick the hell out of my shins. Sweatpants that is. So I don't know if I want to do that though. Maybe we will. It'll at least give me a chance to put on video my deadlift to see on video how the form looks. Because what you think you know in your head and how you think you're performing it may not actually turn out to be so good when you see it back on video. Just like this exercise, being kind of a noob to doing this. And the bench feels a lot firmer now, so that's good. So I think we'll leave that weight on there. We'll go 15 pounds heavier. I probably need to tie my shoes up. I felt a little loose on that. 15 True Grit. I was getting a lot of views on the unboxing of those. Now I don't think anybody's buying these. Or somebody else put out a better video. So I've got all these channels and I'm trying to condense materials on them. So like one channel just had friggin' everything. Has computer unboxings. It's got CPU installation, CPU cooler installation. Basically, complete computer setups. That's got some weightlifting on there. Weightlifting equipment. It's hard to take it off that channel because the channel's already monetized. Some of those videos have tens of thousands of views, so it's like, put them on this channel where it's like, oh, there ain't getting a single view. If, I don't know if YouTube allows it, if I could have the videos on both channels and then slowly kill it off on the other. But then the wife and I, we do some gardening, so we've got gardening channel, and I did a lot of travel. So that channel was going to be just gardening. Now it's a gardening, travel, food review channel. It's kind of ridiculous, but I realize how much I've traveled around the world, all over the place. I mean, I have traveled a lot in the US, and so why not have a channel for that, right? Then, stopping all these different restaurants, might as well critique the food while we're there. So that, and then the garden, which this year was kind of a disappointment. Deer destroyed the fence. Deer ate a lot of the good stuff. So now then there's another channel that's like my big tech channel that I put the crappier stuff on. But that one's also monetized. We've got this weightlifting channel. And so that's pretty much the 5 channels. For the hell of it, I was thinking about doing a channel for the cats. Figured, why not, right? Capture their wonderful moments, crazy stuff they do. Yeah. Okay. So we've got basically 185 on here. Now at the gym, on the hammer strength, this would this wouldn't be 245s on there, but it'd be pretty close. Which is kind of the neat thing about the Smith machine is, looks like you're lifting more weight than you are. Okay. And actually, I guess the reality is, I did a video on this. I did incline 305 with this thing, power rack and a bench. Could not actually that day hit 305. I don't know if it's the same day, 2 days later, I'm at Planet Fitness, hammer strength, incline 305, 2 reps. Would have got a third if I had a spotter, or I had the spotter bars out. So huge difference in what you can move. That was, 20 pounds with bar, 285 pounds of weights. So the pulley in there definitely gives you an advantage. All right, so I'll figure out how to get this weight up. So if the bench you're using is not nice and firm, folks, you can find yourself sliding like I was, and that doesn't give you a warm and fuzzy. So, my knee just cracked. So I'm thinking we'll do 15s. Put the 15ers on there. And this will be the last set. I still have not gotten to basically 245s on here yet, but I'm getting closer. I don't know when I will be able to get to that. This is one of those exercises that I can't say I ever had any muscle memory, right? Like I might find if I start squatting, suddenly I'm back up there doing 300, 400, whatever. And this exercise though, I never did this exercise before. So we don't have muscle memory. When I say muscle memory, if you're a male, before your testosterone goes down, you reach a certain strength point, and then you stop working out. Usually you can get back to that strength point. Now if you're, say, under, 40, 42, whatever that point is where things start to go the other way. And this is, what I've seen for myself. It's not necessarily what's going to happen to everybody, but I cannot get back to as strong as I was, let's say in the bench press. But it's amazing how much the strength has came back. It's just not the same amount, right? So I'm assuming with squats and all that all that would come back. And oddly, it's just certain exercises that I don't have 100% of that back. So I'm pretty sure that my back is as strong as it's ever been right now. I'm pretty sure that my biceps are pretty damn close to as strong as they were. I actually feel like my forearms might be stronger than they were. I know that my hand strength is down because of injury. The legs 2 years ago got as strong as they probably had ever been. But now and that's because I, go to Planet Fitness. You can't find enough plates to stick on Smith machine to make, or not Smith machine, but enough place to put on the hammer strength plate loaded leg press. So I could go to another gym. I could do squats here. Maybe one day I might buy a leg press if the channel gets successful enough. But yeah, so bench press, it's down. How much is it down? I haven't really sat down to calculate that because I've been using these lifting straps, which or bench sling, whatever you want to call it. That isn't necessarily, it's allowing me to still lift heavy, but not like I was when I was younger. But we'll get there. Now, I'll be curious if anybody actually listens to this far into the video. You know, some of these videos are getting a lot of watch time. So I don't know if it just so happens it gets recommended while somebody's sleeping and they're watching it. So, getting back to what I was saying earlier, we're working on slimming down. This is the first week of somewhat of a deficit. I'm not going crazy with it just yet. I think by the next few days, I'm going to try and just lose a couple pounds, and then each week, you know, 1 to 2 pounds. If by the end of the week it looks like it's charting down, that would be good. And just try and, I want to maintain my strength, but get my body fat levels down. And that's the hard part. You'll hear me talk about that a lot on here. Trying to be natural and be, keep the strength. Because I've said this in the videos before, but I could get my body weight back up to like 280 probably, and maybe be as strong as I was at age 34. But there's a cost associated with that at this point in my life. I mean, even back then at 34, getting up off the floor at that body weight was tough. Now, the percentage of body fat now will be higher than then, but, you know, at least at that weight, I'd probably be, I don't know, I'm thinking 10, 20 pounds heavier or stronger on the bench press, at least, which would seem significant to me. All right, so let's try and do another set of these. Myself squared up. I didn't even figure out what this was. 215. Okay, I feel that. So we're done with that, folks. Thanks for joining me for this vlog. Oh, it's hard to get up. Whew. I would do another set of planks, but this flooring in here is hard as you know what. It's basically concrete right on top of, or carpet right on top of concrete. I did some planks earlier. Should do another set. I need to get I've got a decline bench over there I can do sit-ups on. I need to get that back out. Get in that routine. Gives me another thing to make videos, right? But thanks for checking out the video. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you.